Here's your Weather Xtreme video for this Sunday morning, June the 26th. Meteorologist Bill Murray sitting in for Brian Peters, who is out on medical leave again this week. A little bit of a scheduling snafu. Sorry we're a little late this morning, but let's get started with the weather forecast. We'll look across the country. The video will have a little different look today, a little more motion than maybe you're used to, so bear with me as we put the video together here on this Sunday morning. But looking at National Weather Service watches, warnings, and advisories across the country, you can see heat advisories still dominate the central part of the country, extending all the way from Iowa and Nebraska all the way into Louisiana, Mississippi, back in the Rio Grande Valley of Texas as well. We've also got some excessive heat warnings around the Memphis area, excessive heat warnings there around southeastern Missouri or southwestern Missouri. As you would expect this time of year, some fire advisories out over the west, with fire weather watches and red flag advisories, red flag warnings in place. There's a dense smoke advisory for the Central Valley of California thanks to the Lowell fire. Lots of small craft advisories along the Pacific coast. There's even a small craft advisory in the Chesapeake Bay. Some flash flood warnings over northeastern Missouri, southeastern Iowa this morning due to some heavy thunderstorms. And you can see many of the rivers still continue to be in flood in the Mississippi Valley. Let's go around the country and look at what's going on nationally. You can see here up where the big jets fly, the jet stream up to the north, big ridge of high pressure over the southern United States from Arizona all the way to South Carolina. That's keeping us mainly hot and dry, keeping those westerlies, the jet stream, pushed well to the north. We dropped down to 500 millibars, around 18,000 feet, and you can still see the effects of the big ridge of high pressure, hot and dry over the southern part of the United States. You can see a disturbance moving through the Midwest. That's producing those showers and thunderstorms, as evidenced by all the moisture here moving through Missouri and Illinois. And if you remember back, we had flash flood warnings in this same region. Looking at 700 millibars, where we start looking for where the moisture is, you can see some moisture has moved back into Alabama from the north after a fairly dry yesterday, where we saw very few, if any, in the way of showers and thunderstorms across the central part of the state. The moisture levels are beginning to build, and that makes me think we'll see a few scattered showers this afternoon, and we'll see that in just a moment. Here's the national surface map. Really, you can't tell much about this spaghetti-looking plot here, but we've got a front stretching across much of the country along the northern part of that heat ridge. Low pressure developing here off the coast of the Carolinas, much like we talked about, even though the models have sort of pulled off on the idea of that big hurricane. But that area of disturbed weather extends back into the northern Gulf of Mexico, as we saw. And then it will be interesting as we get into the later part of the week to see if the Europeans' idea of a low-pressure system developing back along the Gulf of Mexico or the northern Gulf of Mexico coast actually happens. We superimpose the satellite and put it in motion here, and you can see the sun coming up over the eastern United States. That's the visible satellite with the frontal positions overlaid, and you can see that long front stretching through the Great Lakes region and back into the Central Plains. You can see the front there along Florida, and remember we had flash flood watches, if you look carefully, down there around Tampa Bay. And here's the radar across the country this morning, the composite radar, and you can see those showers and thunderstorms in the Midwest. They're the most prominent feature, showers along the southeastern coast as well. We dig into the southeastern United States, look at the regional radar. We're clear here in Alabama, no rain anywhere in the state. As a matter of fact, you have to go back to the Jacksonville area to see any precipitation, and some showers and thunderstorms in the Gulf of Mexico, south of the Louisiana coast. Folks along the northern Gulf Coast probably fairly disappointed if they were looking to take pictures of thunderstorms this morning. Here's the visible satellite imagery across Alabama, mostly clear skies, as you can see. Some clouds back over Georgia and the Carolinas. Those, as we kind of take a look at the animation here of those clouds, you can see the visible satellite coming up in the morning, those kind of drifting back to the southwest. We should have a mostly sunny day here with a cumulus field developing shortly, and a few scattered showers and thunderstorms developing. Here's temperatures across the region at 9 o'clock this morning. 84 in Birmingham already, 83 in Anniston and Tuscaloosa. Everyone should see 90s today across the area. And the last thing we'll look at is the precipitable water values across Alabama. They're running now about somewhere in the neighborhood of 1.5 to 2 inches. That's about what we would expect for this time of year, and that means probably a pretty good chance we'll see a few scattered showers and thunderstorms developing today. High temperatures across the region today going to look like this. We'll see 90s for everybody. Forecasting highs between 93 and 96 in the I-20 corridor, 94 up in Gadsden, 95 here in Birmingham. Let's do a little modeling. Let's look at this afternoon, the HRRR, the high-resolution rapid refresh model, showing scattered showers and thunderstorms generally developing in the I-59 corridor this afternoon. They'll quickly die out after the sun goes down today, but the chance that you'll see a shower today, only about 20%. Now, let's look forward in the modeling. Let's go out to Tuesday. This is the GFS. We'll look up at about 18,000 feet at 500 millibars, that pressure level. You can see a big ridge of high pressure over the southern United States, extending up into the Great Lakes and the Ohio Valley, centered somewhere over southeastern Kansas, that 594 decameter heat ridge centered right there. That's where the hottest temperatures will be. Here we'll see a northerly flow around the front side of that high pressure system, and that means we could be looking to the north for an occasional disturbance, but mostly we'll be high and dry here in Alabama. As we go through time, you can see that 594 decameter high sort of expanding its reach, reaching into Alabama even through Thursday and Friday, and that means some really hot temperatures are in our offing. Now, as we move into Friday and the weekend, you can see the GFS begins to develop the idea that we get a little bit of a trough developing over the eastern United States. And as it does, that could allow some showers and thunderstorms to move into our area. This is moving through Saturday. You can see that trough really begins to become a little more pronounced, and you'll see that in the output of the model in just a moment as it produces a wet weekend, or at least a wetter weekend for us in Alabama. This is Monday morning with the GFS. You see us sitting high and dry. Showers and thunderstorms still across the Atlantic back through Florida into the Gulf of Mexico, but really causing no problems for us here in Alabama. As we move through time, you can see high pressure center over the Great Lakes region, that high ridging down into Alabama, and it keeps us pretty much high and dry as we go through the week. Some scattered showers and thunderstorms begin to reappear across the area on Wednesday. Don't worry, it won't be a washout, just your typical mainly afternoon activity, but we can see activity continuing to increase, a trough moving down from the north, high pressure center there in Illinois, pushing that trough down into Alabama, and some showers and thunderstorms will be the result. So if the GFS is right, that front gets down into Alabama on Friday. It's the focus for showers and storms. It hangs around on Saturday and Sunday, and as moisture levels increase, we see more in the way of showers and thunderstorms as we head through the weekend. So that's kind of a look at what the GFS is forecasting. Let's go over and take a peek here at the European from our weather provider, weather vendor, WSI. You can go through time. You can see the trough there, the front across the Gulf of Mexico, just scattered showers and thunderstorms here in Alabama each day. But you can see those showers and thunderstorms begin to sort of retrograde or push back to the west. That's thanks to a low pressure system that the European thinks may move back into the Gulf of Mexico and along the northern Gulf Coast. That could spell wetter weather if you're going to be headed to the beaches of Alabama and northwest Florida. But don't worry, I don't think you're going to see a washout there either. Just some scattered showers and thunderstorms through the time period. That's a look at the Weather Xtreme video for this Sunday, June 26th. Sorry, it's a little bit late, but I hope you enjoyed it. James will be back with a Weather Xtreme video tomorrow. I'll get to do one on Tuesday. Hope you have a great Sunday. Stay cool, and God bless.